let's go. Tune in for the infamous morning show, giving the news that you need to know. So don't you dare miss the wake-up call. Then in the evening, I got all for y'all. Get your dose of daily vitamins. You know the queen makes it make sense. So true.
I'm not going to call P. Diddy a bitch. 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 P. Diddy a bitch.
Sean Combs is a bitch. Yeah. Sean Combs is a bitch. They bitches too. Sean Combs is a bitch. Yeah. Sean Combs is a bitch.
You don't hit women when you're a man. You don't hit women when you're a man. P. Diddy a bitch. 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 P. Diddy a bitch.
Sean Combs is a bitch. Yeah.
I'm not going to call P. Diddy a bitch or any other name like that. But I ain't gonna stop anybody else from doing it. I'm not gonna malign them. P. Diddy a bitch. P. Diddy a bitch. P. Diddy a bitch. P. Diddy.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Hands on the corner, they talking real loud, spreading on lies, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Popping is swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In our heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power.
All right. Hello, everyone. Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and hit that like button, like, share, subscribe. Also, if you have not been receiving notifications, make sure you double check to see if you're still subscribed, okay? So let's get ready to get into it. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A. Shakur. And I just put a link in the chat. That is to Prince of Paraphernalia, also known as Above All That Drama. That is his link to his eBay store, okay, where he sells, it's basically a smoke shop, but he also sells other things such as scented candles and all of that. So please be sure to check him out. And for the rest of you, if you have a business that you own, you can send me an email to the root of all evil 227 at gmail.com, and I'll gladly shout out your business. Okay? So let's get into it. All right. Hey, Fat Boo, Miss Evie, Claudette, AJ Matthews, Deronda, Miss AP is here. All right. Auntie Leah is in the house. Okay, so let's get this party started. Shout out to all my loyal royals. I see you, Juju B. All right. Shout out to my moderators in the chat. Most hated bronze flat power God is in the house. Buckhorse DC, Michael Bell. All right. The Hood Reeler. Ask why was Elmo blood walking on top of the planet? Okay. Khalid Harleem is in the house. 504 Nola, Latasha. All right. Nubia is here. Okay. Let's get into it. Everyone hit that like button. All right, you guys. Let's talk about it. Hey, Giggles. Miss E.B. Nessa is here. So listen. Yesterday I went through the documents, okay, filed by one Mr. Attorney Tony Busby, okay, where he was hitting back at Jay-Z and Alex Spiro for alleging that he didn't properly vet his client, Jay-Z's accuser and Diddy's accuser, Miss Jane Doe. So I told you all that they said not only did they vet this woman, they had another firm that also did the same and actually referred her to Tony Busby, but also a retired detective vetted her. And so now here's a report by allhiphop.com. Exclusive. Jay-Z's effort to crush Jane Doe's claims challenged by detective-backed investigation. So Tony Busby lashes out at Jay-Z's attempts to dismiss Jane Doe's lawsuit, framing the rapper's legal maneuvers as an unprecedented attempt to silence a victim. Tony Busby has clapped back at Jay-Z's legal maneuvers to discredit him and label the mogul's attempts to impose sanctions and dismiss Jane Doe's lawsuit as an attempt to intimidate, bully, and harass and silence the victim, as we already know. Now, representing Jane Doe, who has accused Jay-Z and Diddy Combs, honeycombs, shall I say, sugar smacks, of assaulting her when she was just 13 years old, Busby is pushing back hard against the rapper's legal team and their claims of misconduct and frivolity. Now, the Houston-based attorney says that the rap mogul's legal team has crossed the line from defense into intimidation by accusing them of trying to derail the case, or he's accusing them of trying to derail the case by discrediting the plaintiff and her counsel. Now, he says Carter's celebrity status does not entitle him to special treatment by the courts. This is what Busby said in the filing that I read to you on yesterday. And he emphasized the thoroughness of his investigation into the allegations. Okay? Now, just remember, I'll say again that I told you all when Busby said that another firm vetted her, a lot of people took that to mean that he was trying to shift the blame, that he was in fact trying to place the blame on them, saying, well, if she wasn't properly vetted, don't blame me because they vetted her and then sent her over here. No, he was saying that this other firm vetted her as well. I told you all that he was lying because I thought he was saying that too, that he's trying to say, oh, I didn't vet her, but I told you all he's lying. He absolutely vetted that person. Okay. An award-winning attorney does not take a case and waste hours, okay, on this case if they did not believe that their client had, viable allegations. They wouldn't waste their time, okay? Tony Busby is rich. It's not like he's some ambulance chaser who needs to just be doing anything to get a case. That's all I'm saying. All right. Now, anyway, the lawsuit alleges that in 2000, Jane Doe was drugged and assaulted at an after party following the MTV Video Music Awards. Jay-Z's attorneys they argue the case is riddled with inconsistencies, pointing to NBC's coverage of the case, which raised questions about details in Jane Doe's account, including the location of the alleged assault and other contextual specifics. Now, if you remember that I also told you yesterday, according to the legal filing by Tony Busby, he said that Jay-Z made a mistake himself. Even Jay-Z was inconsistent. He said that the place, the home, the house that the accuser described, where she says this party all occurred, Jay-Z said that didn't belong to Diddy. And Tony Busby says that it absolutely did. Diddy owned that residence at the time. And so with that all being said, they say Busby asserts that these discrepancies are the result of trauma-induced memory lapses, a common phenomenon in survivors of sexual violence. Busby also hit back at the allegations that his firm was sloppy and irresponsible in vetting Jane Doe's allegations. According to the filing, multiple attorneys, including a retired police detective, conducted rigorous interviews and research to corroborate her claims before filing the lawsuit. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to say this before I go any further. You know what? I'm sorry, but I think that Mr. Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, I think that he would have been better off settling. Jay-Z, in my opinion, should have settled this case. Okay, now I understand that he likely didn't want to settle because he saw what happened when Diddy settled quickly with Cassie in less than 24 hours. The floodgates opened and then everybody came running in and having claims. But here's the thing. You see, here's the difference. In this case, Jay-Z was not named. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Jay-Z was not named in the legal filings. When the lawsuit was first filed, Jay-Z wasn't named. Diddy was, okay? And basically, didn't Tony Busby only come out and name Jay-Z once Jay-Z started talking slick? So Jay-Z absolutely could have settled this case behind closed doors. No one would be the wiser. The name would never have been mentioned because likely they would have signed an NDA. And this could have been that could have been the end of it. But no, Jay-Z chose to take this route. And now everybody has all of this stuff to say about it. And he's given many of us content creators, a lot of content to create. With that all being said, and here's the thing. He's also spending an enormous amount of money fighting this. Okay? And here's what I want you all to pay attention to. At the end of the day, Alex Spiro, all he's doing is charging Jay-Z all these billable hours. He's not really doing anything. I want y'all to pay attention. He's not really doing anything. I mean, it looks like he's putting up a good defense, but he really isn't. Let's not forget how the judge already admonished him, how the judge already chastised him, okay, for unethical practices and warned him or advised him not to go through with filing these charges or these accusations against Tony Busby, but he did it anyway. You know why he did that anyway? See, Alex Spiro, unlike Jay-Z, is well versed in the law. Alex Spiro knew that he had no leg to stand on trying to accuse Busby of blackmail and extortion and in violation of Rule 11. He knows this, but he did it anyway because he gets to charge Jay-Z for doing so. He gets to make it look like he's putting up such a ferocious and vicious defense against Tony Busby, whom Jay-Z called a ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. I want y'all to pay attention. At the end of the day, and then Zara said Jay-Z requested a dismissal. Was it dismissed? No, it wasn't. And I'm glad you brought that up because that is yet another filing that Alex Spiro charged Jay-Z thousands of dollars, I'm sure, to file, knowing good and darn well it wasn't going to get dismissed. And why wasn't it going to get dismissed? Because just like Tony Busby said in the filing that I read to you on yesterday, it doesn't even make sense to dismiss the claim before you've seen or heard one single shred of evidence. You want to dismiss it based solely on the fact that the accuser went on an interview and said some things that were inconsistent. Inconsistencies do not equate to lying. Okay? Does not equate to lying. And so that makes no sense. And Alex Spiro knows that it makes no sense, but he filed that anyway because he wants to keep charging Jay-Z. You see, he's the one that's unethical, in my opinion. Okay? He's the one that's unethical, in my opinion. Let us not forget that this is the same man that Bobby Shmurda said basically forced him to take a plea deal when he didn't want to. Now, attorneys usually, they tell their clients to take a plea deal if they feel like that's the best thing for them to do. If they feel like, they're not going to be able to win the case, or if they just want to hurry up and get done with the case. So it was likely one of those things. And then let's also not forget how he just dropped Kanye as a client because Kanye was accused of hate speech. Don't y'all think that's interesting? Because if your client is accused of something, unless you're being biased for the accusers, you should still stand by your client. Wouldn't you say? Especially after they've already paid you a retainer, if they have, which likely Kanye did. Now, that's just my opinion. Okay, and I can't substantiate whether or not Kanye, in fact, had given him a retainer, but he was already supposedly Kanye's client or attorney, so I would assume that he did. Okay, but anyway, let's continue. Busby pointed to the groundwork that his team conducted to verify Jane Doe's allegations, including exhaustive research into the events surrounding the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards and Jay-Z's whereabouts that evening. Now, Busby says that his evidence supposedly contradicts Jay-Z's claims, asserting that while photos show Jay-Z at a Manhattan after party that did not match Jane Doe's description of the after party she allegedly attended, they did not account for the rest of his activities throughout the night. And I told you all that months ago. Okay, at least a month ago. Now, the NBC report that Jay-Z's lawyers rely on acknowledges that its purported findings do not necessarily mean the allegations are false. Busby maintains that his client's account of being taken to a private residence matches details of the alleged account or the alleged assault, further supported by connections between Jay-Z and the co-defendant Sean Combs, including their history of attending exclusive gatherings in the area. Busby says, we won't speculate on whether there was an after party, but her detailed description of the venue is consistent and specific to what happened that night. Busby has maintained that his investigation meets all legal standards and far exceeds the bar for ethical representation. Busby also alleged a campaign of harassment against his law firm, claiming that individuals tied to Jay-Z's camp had contacted his employees and clients, urging them to file baseless complaints against him. Desperate attempts. Okay, this is desperation, like I told you. That's why Jay-Z's camp will be doing any of these things. Now, this alleged harassment, Busby argued, is part of a broader strategy to intimidate and undermine him as counsel for Jane Doe. And in response to Jay-Z's bid to sanction him for supposed procedural violations, Busby minced no words, calling the move factually and legally meritless, and accusing Jay-Z's legal team of using the motion as a scare tactic to evade discovery. And I believe it. They don't want discovery to come out. That's why they moved so quickly for a dismissal. See, they tried to get rid of the case. Let's all make it go away real quick before they bring in the evidence. Because I assure you, Tony Busby has evidence. Now, saying this is nothing more than an improper attempt to intimidate plaintiff and her counsel. Okay, so please pay attention. Right now, with that all been said, here's the thing. I've already told you all that Jay-Z is not going to jail. And, the thing is, some of y'all keep saying, yes, he is. But here's the thing. Jay-Z doesn't even have any criminal charges. Jay-Z, as of today, has only one allegation by one person against him, and that is a civil case. Okay? That's a civil case, not a criminal. Now, Maggie says Celebrity B has talked to the feds to save herself from prison. S.A., an autistic child, Jay-Z and Diddy are pure evil and dead meat. They will soon be destroyed as they should be. Okay? Hopefully justice is served, beloved. Right, I absolutely agree. And, here's the thing. Yes, Celebrity B, whom I think is J-Lo, and I told you all that, I do believe that she did quietly settle behind closed doors. And see, that's what I'm saying. Jay-Z could have done the same thing because his name was not mentioned. No one knew who Celebrity A was. We only knew who Diddy was in the lawsuit. The other two people, Celebrity A and B, had not been named. So Jay-Z could have just settled and he wouldn't have had to worry about other people coming and filing suits against him because nobody would have even known it was him. Okay? But now everybody knows that it's him. All right. So that all been said, let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, mind you, Kanye West is right back at billionaire status, according to reports. I guess Kanye said you can't keep a good man down. And speaking of Kanye, hold on. Did I take that video? There was a video. Kanye was going off. I didn't download it. Darn it, I wish I had. But there was a video of Kanye going off on this lady who was a photographer because she told him to pose like Elvis. That's what she told Kanye. She said pose like Elvis. And Kanye told her, because he speaks whatever, speaks his mind and says whatever. He told her, he said, pose like Elvis. I'm not posing like Elvis. Give me an African pose. Elvis stole. That's what he said. Elvis stole. But here's the thing. The lady laughed. And then she said an African pose. Now, what I found interesting about that, and this lady looked like she was Asian, but what I found interesting about that is that she laughed when he asked for her to give him an African pose. But she thought it was perfectly fine to ask him to pose like Elvis, who in fact was a thief. Okay? And he may be other people's that don't look like me. They're king of rock and roll. But for the people who look like me, I'm sorry. The kings of rock and roll are Chuck Berry and Lil Richard. And that's on facts. Okay? And I don't blame Kanye. I wouldn't have wanted to pose like Elvis either. All right. But anyway, let me continue. Now, Kanye West reclaims billionaire status, announces astonishing net worth. So he's made a financial comeback, a remarkable financial comeback, claiming that he restructured his Yeezy brand, which propelled him there. Kanye lost multiple lucrative partnerships and faced widespread backlash following the fallout from his anti-Semitism controversy. But the controversial rapper claims his net worth has rebounded, making him richer than ever and securing his re-entry to the Billionaires Club. And let me tell you all something. When it comes to them canceling people who look like us over the reasons that they wanted to cancel Kanye, it is up to us, okay? It is up to us to decide whether or not they can cancel somebody that looks like us, okay? It is up to us to decide whether or not they can cancel somebody because, hey, at the end of the day, they don't cancel people who look like them for saying the same thing. They said that Elon Musk was not doing the Nazi salute. That's what they said. Are they going to cancel him? No, they're not. Okay, so from now on, when they accuse somebody who looks like us of the things they accuse Kanye of, then we should not cancel them and we should stand behind them 100% because as long as we're supporting them, buying their products, okay, and all of that, they can't be canceled. Okay, maybe those people can cancel them, but they'll still be making their money from the Black community. But let me continue. Now, after months of being a polarizing figure, Kanye has restructured his business ventures, focusing on rebuilding his Yeezy brand through direct-to-consumer sales and limited edition drops, gradually repairing his financial empire. Now, according to West and Eden Venture Services, it's working, and his net worth now stands at $2.77 billion. The Yeezy founder took to Instagram Thursday night with a post announcing he's worth billions. The company notes West's valuation is based on his music portfolio and his sole ownership of the Yeezy mark. Back in October, Forbes announced that Kanye West lost his billionaire status after Adidas dropped him following a slew of anti-Semitic comments and anti-Black remarks. Don't try to put Black people in it. Do not try to put Black people in it. Do y'all see the slickness here? What anti-Black remarks did Kanye West make? Somebody put it in the chat. I want you all to really pay attention because you see, it's the same people who are racist against us who say racist things about us, but then want us to get on board with them when they're mad at somebody who looks like us. Are y'all paying attention? I'm sorry. Somebody please tell me what Kanye West said that was anti-Black. What did he say that was anti-Black? Claudette said no clue. Yeah, and I don't have a clue either. Okay, I don't have a clue either, but this is what they do. But they didn't say one word about the chief rabbi over there in Israel who likened the Black folk to monkeys. That was the chief rabbi. Okay, they didn't say anything about that. But Kanye West had anti-Black statements. Oh yeah, I don't think so. Let's continue. Now, that being said, Forbes estimated Kanye West's net worth at $400 million after losing his $1.5 billion Adidas deal, valuing his wealth based on real estate, cash, music catalogs, and a stake in Kim Kardashian's shapewear brand. Kanye, however, disputed this, claiming that he was worth $3 billion and valuing his Adidas partnership at $4.3 billion. Now, last week, West declared himself the GOAT after earning over $2 million in 24 hours from his Yeezy website. The surge followed the release of the $20 Yeezy SLPRs, sharing the success on Instagram. He boasted that he made over $2 million, okay, $2,339,000 in 24 hours. The new shoe release, arrives days after Adidas wiped all traces of the controversial artist and his merch from their sites. Meanwhile, West is busy working on his Bully album and his daughter North's debut LP. Okay? So, I just want y'all to pay attention to how it all goes down. Okay, so now let's talk about Allie Carter. And before I get into this Allie Carter mess, all right, I want you all to pay attention because if you are somebody who believes, if you're somebody who believes everything that Allie Carter says, okay, you may be butthurt because I don't believe everything that she says. and I'm not going to pretend that I do. And at the end of the day, when somebody shows me proof that somebody has lied about something, then I have to start questioning other things that they said. Okay. And so that's what I do. Now, some people will ignore all logic and all evidence because they're in their feelings. And I've told you all a myriad of times you need to rise above your feelings, because when you're in your emotions, you don't tend to think logically nor critically, and you don't seem to always see the truth. You see what you want to see, and what you want to see isn't always accurate. Okay. So keep that in mind as I go through this. And this is basically some videos that Too Strong's channel did. Okay. And shout out to Corey from Too Strong. All right. With that all being said, let's get into it. I'm going to go to some specific timestamps on a couple of their videos. And I would like to know you all's thoughts. So feel free to tell me what you think. And you can, quite frankly, you know, I don't care if you disagree. There's no problem there. You're always welcome to disagree here. But just do so respectfully, because anyone calling me dumb, like that person, King Keezy, or whatever his name was that was on here yesterday, you will get roasted. That's just how it goes. Not only by me, but by the Royals. Measurement says a whole hot stinking mess. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, beloved. All right. Thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Now I'm going to go to on this first video. I'm going to go to some paperwork that they showed. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Before I get started, let's have a word from my sponsor, okay, at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, and don't forget that you can purchase 12 Tribes for your hair at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts, and you can also find it at Walmart.com. Okay, so let's get into it.
Everybody remembers something, right? About what Shelly had said. Because you know me, you know me, Corey. While people talking, you know what I'll be doing. Okay. You know what I'll be doing. Now, since the question was asked, are they still posting stuff? I decided to go take a gander at the Instagram of Ali Carter. Now, I do recall we covering some of the people say we want receipts. Okay, good. We like receipts. I remember Shelly saying that she adopted Ali at what age? 17?
19.
But she said in the video 17.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we thought it was 19. That was what we said, right? Originally, because that's what they had said originally.
Yep.
And in that video, while she was sitting down with Ali in the car and explaining the whole getting married to the whole family, she said it was 17 that she got Ali. Okay? 17. You can go back and look and listen for yourself. However, here's the crazy part. This is a document that they posted, not me. Again, them. They posted this document here. Now, it's weird that they say this is how long she had been in the foster care system. And they have both her names, Tori Outlaw and Allison Carter. Don't y'all find that kind of weird? No, don't y'all find it a little bit crazy that she said that's her fake mom, but on paper that it's a real mom? Number one. Number two, you said that you were adopted by Shelly, 17. On paper here, it's not even 19 or 17, it's 20. Your own paperwork. Now you're saying that you were adopted at 20 years old. You entered at 15, but in your video, you said you were there at 14, trafficked at 15, went back at 16, left at 17. Your own words, not mine. Okay? But on paper that you put up on your own page, you saying now that you got in there at 15 when you're supposed to be trafficked already by this dude. What's his name? Not Isaiah, but the other guy.
Hold on, I had to stop for a second. I want to address this comment. Nobody's anything. Hair extension says they're talking about when he said slavery is a choice. Well, here's the thing. How could they be talking about that when Kanye said that years ago, possibly around 2018 or 2019? They're saying that he was lost this money, lost his billionaire status because of anti-Semitic and anti-Black statements. Now, that was years ago, and he didn't lose anything because of that. And in fact, that comment about slavery being a choice, well, it was a choice for some people. Some Black people did not want to try to run away. Some Black people snitched on those that did try to run away. So that's what he was saying. That went over some people's head, but I knew exactly what he was saying. And also think about how there was like 200 to 300 slaves on plantations, while there was only about 5 to 10 people on there that owned them. Okay. Many people could have done what Nat Turner did, but you know, at the end of the day, so I got what he was saying, but no, I don't think they were talking about that. And even if they were, that was years ago. So that just further reiterates my point that they're trying to lump us in to have us mad with Kanye because they're mad with Kanye, which I'm not going to do ever. Because like I said, when people like Elon Musk do things that are absolutely anti-Semitic, they don't call them out on it. In fact, they defend them. The ADL defended him and he did it twice. Okay. And many of them said, oh, it's the Roman salute, but the Roman salute is the Nazi salute. There is no difference other than what they call it. It's all the same. Thank you, beloved, for your insight into the topic. Peace, love, and blessings to you. The Hood Reeler says, everyone fave aunties, Auntie Leah. Okay. Thank you, beloved, for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. And thank you for shouting out my moderator, Auntie Leah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? The guy that she said she was trafficked by while she was 15. Kevin trafficked you at 15 is what you said, but apparently you were in custody of CPS at 15. And then you were out of foster care at 20, but Shelly somehow got you back when you came back after a year being left 16 to 17 years old. You came back at 17. Shelly adopted you at 17, but then on paper that you put out, this is from her page, you can go see it on Instagram. She said she was in the system and exited foster care, not the paperwork, exited foster care in 2014 at 20 years old. And can anybody please explain to me how you can be adopted at 17, move in with Shelly because they checked her house, you know, she said, but still be in foster care for 3 more years? Can anybody explain that? Well, no, but we lying. We are the ones lying. We, too strong, sick, paid for liars. Right?
And we can
age out at 19, by the way. But here you are at 20 years old.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, 100.
Being adopted by Shelly at 17 after, and this was her words, not ours. 17 was the year that she got taken by Shelly Carter into her home per CPS. Now you're issuing paperwork from California talking about how you were in foster care from the age of 15 when you're supposed to be in traffic till 2014. But we lying.
Shelly, I think Shelly gonna end up getting arrested. I think she's gonna get arrested.
B Joy, the email is scrolling at the bottom there. Too Strong Podcast.
It's going across the bottom of the screen the whole time.
Again, everything we have ever done about this situation is not our own statements. We take their statements, we weigh it against their statements, and that's the craziest part. We take their statements Then we take more of their statements, put the statements in the order that they say it happened. And when we have a problem by seeing it not lining up, we're lying.
Wow.
I don't get that one.
No,
I really don't get that one. Yeah, you can't trust CPS. That's what she said. But apparently now mind you, her own words is that she was dealing with Allie, while she was in the care of CPS. Isn't that what she said?
Yep.
At 14 years old. She knew Shelly. She said Shelly, Allie was in CPS's custody from 14 to 15 years old. Allie said she was trafficked from 15 to 16. Then she took off because she got sent out to Russia at 16. All of this supposedly happened while she was still under the care of CPS.
Hold on. Put that back up there for a minute, please.
Mm-hmm.
Put it. What did it say? Look at this.
You see it too?
Yes. It's Newsom. Is Newsom misspelled?
Gavin Newsom, yeah.
Yep, it's misspelled. These people is crazy. Good times.
Okay, so they're pointing out that on this document that the name Newsom for Governor Gavin Newsom is misspelled. So is that even an official document? Okay, it is likely fraudulent. Okay, please pay attention. Measure Man says, y'all, she submitted her adoption papers with Gavin Newsom in 2016 and he wasn't the governor and then misspelled his name. Okay, proof of lies. Okay. Thank you, beloved, for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, we're going to continue. You guys may hear the landscapers. I'm sorry, they're making noise out there. Hopefully they'll be done soon. Okay, somebody says Photoshop. Claudette says Photoshop. Exactly. Okay, but let's continue.
Do what they feel like they need.
And that's the thing too, you know.
But
nobody wants them to get too scared.
I'm not done. Hold on. And they're gonna make it seem like it was somebody else or one of these so-called elites that did this to her. And that's what we're afraid of. So this is one of the reasons why we push so hard to keep people on the fight to try to find her and rescue her, because I mean we really care for the girl, even though we know that at this point she's rotten. You know what I'm saying? But she's rotten, she's been indoctrinated, and we really want to help her.
I appreciate you guys because you're not putting, I know you probably, because I watch you all the time, but I know that you probably know a lot more, but because you're not going to put it out there to keep her safe or whatever it is that you need to do. So I salute you guys for whatever, you know, for what you're doing. Keep going strong because you're too strong. And I appreciate you.
All right. We appreciate you too, Kim. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
All right.
So I went looking and I found the video. Now the original, and people I know they will come in and say, that's Stu Peters' video that you're talking about was forever, and that was before she decided to stop going public with her story. Except that she's still going public with her story, just not on certain networks. However, I do want to have you listen to her video. The video is 3 years old. I found the original on Stu Peters' network on Rumble. But this is what she had to say when asked about two certain individuals. Okay?
So the names that you just mentioned, Barack Obama, Steven Tyler, Joe Biden, Michelle Obama, have you had personal sexual experiences with these people?
Yes.
These people participated in sex abuse firsthand with you.
Yes.
You see the grin?
I was gonna say, look, listen, I promise, look at her face.
You see that grin?
We should get the behavior analyst to do this for us. I'm gonna hit him up.
Yes, you should.
Can you tell that story? Because that's important for people to understand and to know. And to this point, I don't think a national platform has given you the opportunity to say those things.
No, because everybody is complicit. Everybody is complicit. It is covered up by your local FBI. It is covered up by your local police department. It is underground tunnels. There's a whole world.
Hold. Stop it for a minute. See, this is a telltale story. Okay, imagine this. She's saying it's hidden by your local police department.
Mm-hmm.
So that means she's talking to me, you, everybody listening, and I'm pretty sure this got at least 1 million views. So she talking to multiple people all over the country. Your local police department is covering this up. I guarantee you right now, and I ain't gonna do it because I don't want to get no trouble. But if I was to get on my telephone right now and call not even the 911 number, I'm talking about the police at the desk, and say, hey, I know somebody, no, I've been raped, molested, this, that, blah, blah, blah. They're gonna track that phone and they're gonna beat at me within 3 minutes.
Period.
You telling me they don't care? See, this is one thing that we got to stop, is that the police are crooked. Now, I know a lot of y'all feel, I can't believe you, my police department. Every police department, 9 times out of 10, got somebody in there that's corrupt. I get that. But, you're not going to sit here and convince me that every police department is corrupt.
And let me say this to what Corey is saying. Now, yes, of course, there are some corrupt and crooked police, and there's likely some police involved in what Allie is saying. But at the end of the day, we see these operations all the time where they have these sting operations or whatever, or they formulate these task force that go and they capture these traffickers and free children. We see it all the time. And Sheriff Grady Judd is one that we've seen this happen to, and he calls them out and all of this. So it's not every single police department. It's not every single police officer. Yes, there are likely some police involved in it. I absolutely believe that, as well as some judges and politicians. But you mean to say that there's nobody that's out here actively trying to stop this? There's nobody trying to stop this. It all sounds crazy, but I'm going to go to another verification receipt that they showed that she absolutely lied about being in the Run This Town video. Now, some people will say, oh, she never said she was in the video. She said she didn't know if she was in the video. No, she did say she was in the video. And then she later came back after people scrutinized her and said that she wasn't. Then she said she didn't remember, or she didn't know if that was her. How do you not know if you're in a video or not? Now, the people who are for her would say, well, she can't remember everything because she's been traumatized. Well, yeah, that's true. If you have been traumatized, you may not remember everything, but you would remember it when somebody shows it to you. When somebody shows you the video and says, is that you? You would know whether or not that's yourself, okay? Please pay attention.
I don't believe that at all. Like 0%. That's not true. Because I'm telling you, the same people that's saying that, as soon as something go down, they're going to call the police.
Come on.
Are you thinking of selling your home soon? Then you need to hear this.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there and go to some paperwork that Allie produced. And then I'm going to go to their next video where they have some more receipts. Okay, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Okay, this is an affidavit of truth that Allie and Shelley produced. Affidavit of truth, and it was done March 27th of 2024, where she names Brian Christopher Williams, aka Birdman, Denzel Hayes Washington Jr., Sean Love Combs, aka P. Diddy, Jaziel Amon Robinson, aka Young Jock, or Jaceel. I think that's how you say his name. But anyway, this is what she says. Allison Leilani Carter, previously known as Blank Outlaw, attests under oath the following account of my and all alter parts, personal experiences to be true and accurate to the best of our knowledge regarding the Playboy Mansion after a party attended by Birdman, Denzel, Diddy, and Young Jock. Okay, has her birth date on here. Okay. At this party, there were body cakes, which means the kids would lie on a table and people would put food on them and the party goers would eat off of them. There were lots of celebrities at this party. Once inside was searched, Once everyone was searched and inside, the DJ sounded the music and lights flashed, signaling that everyone was in and the doors were closed. This signaled that the orgy could begin. Okay? And she says that the little people were called party favors. All right? And I've shown you all this before. Okay? Now, at one point, I believed what she was saying because I didn't know much about Allie Carter and I just saw her saying some of these things. But then the more I listened to her, I'm saying this doesn't even make any sense. Okay? All right. So anyway, favors means that they were literally set on a table and had to wait for people to come choose them. Once they were done, the kids were placed back on the party favor table and someone else could pick them. Okay. Party goers went into an sexual frenzy or orgy mindset. Once the DJ started the music and turned on the flashing lights, there were fetishes everywhere and they kind of separated them into areas where specific fetishes were happening. Okay. Now let me just tell you all something. I'm not saying she's lying. I'm saying that she's lied about some things and there's facts of it and proof of it as they've already shown you. But the thing of it is some of the stuff that she has said, I do believe that she's gotten from other places. Like there's a movie called 120 Days of Solo. That movie's been banned in some countries, but that movie is about these rich, wealthy, elite people taking these young people like teens to this estate and having them do nefarious things. And some of the stuff that she said are some of the things that were done in that movie. Now, she may have seen that movie because I have. And if she hasn't seen it, maybe Shelly has. But also, Shelly said out of her own mouth that you can't trust CPS. And I've told you all before, and you can look it up yourself, as I told you previously, that there is reports that CPS is involved in the trafficking of children and one of the main organizations in the United States that does so. Shelly worked for them. So Shelly knows a whole lot about a whole lot of things, I'm sure. Okay, so please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, also as it pertains to tunnels and things underground in the Playboy Mansion, all of this stuff has been public knowledge for quite some time. I showed you last year sometime the proof that there was tunnels under the Playboy Mansion. Also, the incident with the McMartin preschool, I showed you all how I played you all the video where they said back then, that was in the 80s. They talked about, those kids were talking about tunnels underground. There was a whole archaeologist that went and proved it to be true, even though they wouldn't allow that evidence into court for whatever reason, because I think that the judge and others were in on it. So keep that in mind, okay? So she's not saying anything, in my opinion, that's not new. And as far as her saying that these people like Obama and all these other people are doing these things, well, they could be. But the bottom line is, why hasn't she sought to have anyone do anything about it? And she's supposed to be on the run, but nobody has come and found her yet. These wealthy people with all this money and resources and power, and she's posting on social media on a regular basis. You mean to tell me they can't track her IP address? They can't do anything. If all of these people, please pay attention, I beg of you. If she's saying that law enforcement is involved, law enforcement has cybersecurity experts. Okay? They literally have cybersecurity experts that can track and find out all sorts of things, can hack stuff and everything online. So you're going to tell me that with law enforcement being involved and them having cybersecurity experts, and they're supposedly looking for her, she's on the run, Shelly's on the run, and nobody's found her yet. Okay, please make it all make sense. But let's continue, because now I'm going to go to the next video. Now, this is where they're going to show proof that she absolutely was not the one in the Run This Town video or whatever, and that it was not even filmed in a tunnel.
Budget.
Yeah.
In
It's
either
not.
case, this is the saying. It sees Fort Totten Park, right? Okay, good. Now I want you all to look at this real quick, and if you would go back and we'll put all this together too. This is Fort Totten Park, and this is the so-called tunnels that were in the video. The exact same video. This is what they used. This right here.
Okay,
This
what's that?
is the tunnels from Run This Town. They were not in some random tunnels elsewhere. It was not some trafficking area. This was in New York. Now, again, if you put innocent people behind bars for something they didn't do, I cannot trust your process. There's tons of stuff to go after Jay-Z and Puffy about. You don't need to make stuff up about them and lie about them, because that could get all the cases tossed out and you still get no justice for the people you say have been trafficked by them. So she needs to stop the stinking lying, park that fool Shelly, that tubby fat piece of lard, put it to the side, get that trafficking, child endangering predator out the way, and fix her brain. If they can call the outlaws PDOs and all that stuff, I can call her an overweight, tubby, worthless piece of shit. Because that's what she is. Shelly is an abusive, absolutely abusive cow. Point blank, period.
I got another question for you. Is going to have their kids around somebody that's on the run from these killers and these child predators.
They're not gonna do nothing to her around them kids.
Hold on.
Now, this is the tunnel where the video was filmed, and as you can clearly see, it is the exact same tunnel. Okay, so now that we've shown that, I want you all to pay attention to how some of these people who have, who are vouching for Allie and Shelly, who are believing what they're saying, how even when you prove to them that they've lied, they refuse to believe it. Okay, they absolutely refuse to believe it. And it's really insane to me. This is the definition of insanity as far as I'm concerned. Hold on, let me see where I want to take this to. Okay, let's start right here. Now, this is a woman by the name of Truth in Me. And she's already admitted that even if they show her that she's lying, she's still going to believe it. Okay, it's the cognitive dissonance of it all. It's the denialism of it all for me.
I'm not done. And then you mean to tell me it's okay danger to other kids and other people, even adults, if she's on the run from these dangerous elites?
Okay, so again, okay, let me just answer the question. Okay,
give me a yes or no, please. Then please tell me.
No, they would not.
Okay, see now I'm understand. I'm clearly understanding.
Let me elaborate, Corey. You promised you would let me elaborate. You did promise that part, and I talk fast, so it's not like I'm gonna drag it out. Okay, so if you are on the run with this lady, and they are after you to silence you, usually the people are not around you are not in danger unless they're like family that they feel they can harm to get back at you. Those children, and her doing that is her form of healing. Should she probably be doing it? Maybe not.
You got to be kidding me. I promise you playing now.
I'm
ain't no way in the world. Skip that. No. Ain't no way in the world.
I guess
ain't no way in the world. Anybody in a right mind is going to have their kids around somebody that's on the run from these killers.
Now I want you all to pay attention. Somebody, please let me know if you would put your child around somebody who's been hunted by killers with money and power, who are said to be traffickers. You would let your children be around this person? This lady sounds ridiculous. Okay, she sounds absolutely nefarious. Fat Boo says, I almost threw my phone. Just stupid. It is stupid. Okay? This is all crazy. Buckhorse DC says, she's a damn good storyteller. That's all. Okay? I mean, it is just amazing to me what some people believe. Measurement says she's traveling and staying in hotels all across the state, and they will say, oh, she is with kids. We will wait until she isn't with kids. Right. Please make it all make sense. Okay, this is absolutely ridiculous, but let's continue.
And these child predators.
They're not going to do nothing to her around them kids.
Hold on, I'm not done. And then you mean to tell me it's okay for her to travel with these kids and stay in hotels with these kids?
I didn't say that. I didn't know about that.
I'm asking you.
Never seen
No.
I'm telling you what happened, and I'm gonna ask you is, do you think that's okay?
No, I didn't know about the hotel.
Okay, but you're gonna know more if you listen.
Okay.
So they got these kids traveling with them to hotels and putting them in dance contests. And that's okay? That's not okay.
And you said this was recent?
Not Shelly, what you say?
And this was recent?
Yes. Shelly is not a good person.
Remember, Corey,
Allie
when
is
I
not a
told
good
you I
person.
stopped listening? for the past couple, that could be where the problem is, because it definitely is not.
No, the
that I
problem is
pray.
you don't listen at all.
No, I'm listening. I told you I haven't been really. I told you earlier.
I know, but if you haven't been really on it, then why are you on here talking about it?
Because
that's dangerous. Because you promoting this mess.
No, I do not promote it. I don't share anything. I don't even. All I do is
you supporting it right now. You supporting it right now because what you doing is the people that's on the fence and the people that believe this mess, they still gonna continue to believe. They listen. Yep, that's right. Tell them they ain't truth in me. Tell them you promoting this. You are promoting this mess.
I'm not trying to lead anybody down the wrong path. I started listening to Allie so that the audience knows. I started to listening to Allie early on in 2020. I did fall off in 2024.
All right, Chazzy.
Okay.
Is Chazzy there? Chazzy?
I'm here.
All right, go ahead. What's on your mind? You got the floor.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you good.
Okay, thank you for allowing me to come in. Yes, I absolutely stand with Allie. I do believe what she says is true. And I've been following her from the beginning. Her story has not changed. She started talking about this before she went viral. Several posts on her mother's page before she went viral. So she just went viral with this one video she did.
Okay.
I've been following her from the beginning. She is not lying.
Okay, how long you been listening to this show?
Probably from the beginning or
Okay,
right after it started.
So did she lie about being in the Jay-Z video?
What she said, her
Did she lie? Hold on. Just answer me, please. Hold on. Answer the question. Did she lie and then tell me all the other stuff? Did she lie? Yes
she
or no?
did not lie.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, what she said, her exact words was, she said, I don't know if that's me in the video. Let me tell you why. Don't laugh. Let me tell you why, please. Please.
Oh my God.
She said now you don't know because you haven't been following her. The girl has so many splits, right? One person can be saying one thing, another person can be saying another thing.
Right.
So just because she doesn't remember doesn't mean it wasn't her.
You don't remember using a Jay-Z video?
I just told you about the splits. If you've been following her, you would understand what splits are.
I don't understand what it is.
Splits come from trauma. Splits come from trauma. So if you have 15 different people in your head, right?
Right.
When they MK Ultra them, they mix them up. So one does.
Now, do y'all hear this foolishness? She says you have 15 people in your head because you had splits. And then when they MK Ultra them, they mix them up. If you got 15, let me just give her a news flash. If you have 15 voices in your head, they're already mixed up. The hell is she talking about? But let's keep listening because these people are hilarious.
Doesn't know the other.
So why do you believe somebody with 15 different people in their head?
Because she was split. You don't understand.
No, you don't understand. No.
About the split. I'm curious.
So it makes sense to her that if somebody is hearing 15 different voices in their head, somebody is thinking that they have multiple personalities, that we're supposed to believe everything they say, that there isn't some level of insanity that would propel them to lie. Are y'all hearing this? I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. Some people are absolutely ridiculous. Okay, all hell no, I said these damn Temu therapists get on my nerves, and mine too. And mine too. I mean, is she a psychologist or a psychiatrist? Talking about splits. Girl, please sit down somewhere, but let's keep listening because this is all nefarious.
Do you know that they split when they go through trauma?
Okay, I will say okay, but I have a question about the split.
Okay.
If you have that kind of stuff going on, would it not behoove you to get it medicated or fixed first before talking?
There is no fixing it. There's no.
So there's no fixing it. So we're just gonna listen anyway. Oh, okay, and just believe the foolishness.
Okay,
fixing it.
Okay, hold on. You said so if there's no fixing it at all, why are you believing one side of her versus the other? And how do you know
Because
which
I
one of her
know that
splits
she
is
was
telling the truth?
Wait, let him
MKO
ask the
because
question, woman.
Which?
Go
How do
ahead.
you know which one of the splits to believe?
I don't know which split to believe.
So you just believe all of them? If they contradict each other, you're gonna believe all of them? Because she has people confused.
If
And okay,
one
so when?
remembers and one doesn't,
Okay, so when did she get trafficked by? When did she get trafficked to Denzel? What age?
I don't know anything about age. She never said an age.
Okay, and I know why she doesn't say an age, because if she told an age, then you can track it and show that she lied. So
I can't hardly remember what happened yesterday, and y'all gonna try to make
and you might
somebody
want to
that's
try. You might want to
traumatized,
start taking some Alpha Brain, because that will help.
somebody that's
B12,
traumatized to
B12.
remember.
Now I'm gonna go back to this first lady. Miss J says she sounds real stupid. That's because she is stupid, beloved. Sad as it may be, she is absolutely obtuse. Okay. Now, with that being said, I want to roll back some to this first lady, Truth in Me, when she was saying the most asinine stuff. But also, let me go to Shelly at the beginning when Shelly was going in on the outlaws, who are Allie's biological family.
Saying the exact same things. In this video, Allie is actually addressing Tupac, and she's giving him great detail. As far as I'm concerned, I want to see if you guys agree.
Okay, so again, what minute marker does
We'll go past this.
Who's on here, and I know who was on here. So, you guys remember Romper Room? If you're my age, you remember Romper Room. You remember when the lady would like hold up her little spyglass and she would look out through the TV and start calling people's names? Well, when we were little kids, that kind of freaked us out. If she called your name, like for me, I would hide behind the counter because I would be in my pajamas and I didn't want her to see me in my pajamas. So I'm gonna call out the outlaw women. I see you. I know you sitting on here. I know you plotting on my kid, Mr. Outlaw. I see your ass. You Black Panthers, I see your ass. For you outlaw women, you fat ass fucking broke ass heifers. I've waited for a decade for you come face to face with me, and you cowards never will. But it took you 6 minutes to get on your fat ass on your damn broom and jump on this live. You could have just called me.
How are they going to call her? Do they have her number? Shelly, they have your number, but you're on the run. You and Allie are supposedly on the run. How is anybody going to call you R. Shelly? Okay. Nita's on Mike's World says, I'm tired of R. Shelly. Exactly. Okay, this is all so crazy at the end of the day. And here's the thing. I was reading some of the comments last night when I was watching this, and there were some fools in the chat who were vouching so hard for Shelly and Allie. And then one of them said, well, you know, it all makes sense. They said Tupac's real last name is Outlaw. What? Tupac's real last name is Outlaw? His name was Lusane Crooks before Afeni changed it. I mean, this is the foolishness of people. They talk and don't even know what they're talking about. Okay? This is all so crazy. But anyway, let's continue.
But trust and believe, I am coming for you guys. I ain't putting up with your bullshit. You're not going to fuck with my kid. And you're certainly not going to fuck with the child alters. You better back the fuck up. I know the hell the shit you did. I know quite a bit.
Now, here's what's interesting. If Shelly knows all the stuff they did, whatever she's alleging, why didn't she report it all when she was working for CPS? And if she did report it all when she was working for CPS, then why is she trying to use that now as leverage, as if to say or imply that she knows some stuff? Okay, this is all crazy as hell. But anyway, let's continue. I'm going to fast forward to where this crazy lady, Truth in Me, is just talking more nonsense, proving that she's clearly drank the Kool-Aid.
Let me make something abundantly clear to y'all. Tory said, closet.
Yes.
Is she said you believe her because she said it, but you don't believe
to get the people to join in.
nothing. Hello. She left?
No.
Oh, okay.
She is. She said a lot.
What'd she say?
And, first of all, what she did was she addressed certain issues, times, and places that they thought maybe they wiped her memories clean, and she remembered because her mind programming has been removed. Okay, so when she calls out those instances of being in the cemetery at the naval base, which we know are connected to tunnels, when she mentions these different instances, what she's doing is she's letting them know. That's her letting them know that she remembers. Do you want me to keep going? Is what she's saying. Now, wait a minute, because here's the thing. For people to continue to say that this girl is making up stories and lying about the situation, it's absolutely didn't. It's just, it's not, that's not feasible. It's not. She links, and I sent you one more link. When looking at a case, the first thing we have to do is piece the puzzle. You have to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Her pieces fit.
Right.
What doesn't fit, in my opinion, is this theory about Shelly being some type of, oh, she took her to traffic her. Where is the proof of that?
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute.
Well, you asked me a question. I was going to answer.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. So the proof is right in the whole entire story. Like we all did you see the video where she was on the ground sitting on the floor crying? Like
I
she
did.
was okay. You don't think that's
not no.
Okay, right. So the answer is no, right? Okay, right.
No.
So what's your proof that all this stuff that she's saying is true? Because you said that she telling that she remember and she naming incidents. So since you want all this solid proof, I understand, I get it. So what is your proof that she was at the cemetery? What is your proof that she was all these places that she named?
Okay, so I might not have the concrete proof, but then
So you don't have it?
Well, wait a minute. The question would be, why wouldn't I believe it?
No, I'm asking you. No.
Hold on.
Do you have hold on. It's a question. Do you have proof that she was at these places that she just named and that all these stories are true? Do you have proof of that?
All I have is her word.
Do you have proof?
All I have is her word.
I know. Is that a yes or a no?
All I have is her word.
I know. I'm asking you. Is her word proof? I mean, what do you have?
Her word
proof?
is
Yes
my
or no?
proof.
And
Her
see, it's
word
the simple.
is my
See, we
proof.
talked about this already, right?
Yes.
And we said, hold on, let me finish.
Yes.
We said that we made an agreement to answer questions. That's what we said. Let's be very
I'm
transparent.
answering them.
I know. Hold on, but you won't let me talk. You gotta let me. I let you talk for like almost 30 minutes, 20 something minutes.
Okay.
All right. So we talked about proof. And I mean, I'm sorry. We talked about answering questions. So you said that she's saying that she was at the cemetery and that she was at and naming all these incidents. And I'm simply asking you a very simple elementary question. Do you have proof that she was at any of these places or that any of these incidents are true? Is that a yes or a no?
No.
Okay, thank you. You can go ahead and move forward. That's all I had.
Oh, that's all you. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
you said you don't have proof, so we can move forward.
right,
Because you keep screaming proof, but you ain't got proof of nothing you saying. So I was wondering why you keep saying that. But we can move forward.
Here's the thing, Corey. I don't need to have proof. What
Right.
we need
If you,
to do.
but we
Wait
do.
a minute.
But we do.
On. Yeah, hold on. If people such as Othello got online and I listened to his story, and my discernment told me instantly that that man was not lying. Okay,
She said her discernment told her instantly that man wasn't lying. She doesn't have any discernment, okay? That's for number one. And for number two, why is she bringing up Othello? Because now she's deflecting, okay? Let's stick to the topic at hand, lady.
I didn't see any proof of his story either. But I
know,
knew
but we're
he
not
was
talking
not
about Othello.
lying.
Okay, now listen. We talking about this story. You said that you don't. You said you don't have proof. Okay, you answered the question.
Right. I don't have
All
any
right.
proof.
Okay, cool. We can move forward.
People, when they come forward and we hear their stories, we should believe them until we find evidence to the contrary. And I mean,
why is that? And why is that? Why should we believe?
That's just the way it should go.
And who told you that?
What do you mean? No, I told myself that.
All right, I figured that. But go ahead. I did. You couldn't have got that from nobody but yourself.
Wait a minute. Nobody had to tell me that. In life,
I know. Didn't nobody tell you that? I hope.
50 years old. In life,
Right.
I learned that.
Right. I hope nobody tell you.
Hold on, let me read this comment. Sean says she is right. Split personality disorder is a real thing, and it is caused by trauma. To get through their ordeal, they create other characters, personalities, and avoid the one going through the trauma. Well, I'm pretty sure that everybody knows that. At least I would think that everybody does. Again, that doesn't have anything to do with what the lady said, because this lady who said that, she doesn't have any proof that Allie had anything traumatic happen to her. She also doesn't have any proof that Allie suffers from split personality disorder. She has no proof of that, nor does she have a license to which she can attest to that, okay? She has no license to which she can, make that assessment with facts. She's only saying what she thinks. Those are her opinions. Those are not facts, beloved. So while I agree with what you said about split personality disorder, of course it's a real thing, or they wouldn't have a terminology for it and scientific evidence to show. But the bottom line is we've no proof that Allie has had any of these things happen to her. And in fact, if she was traumatized, and I think that possibly she was, I believe that Shelly's the one who did it. I believe that Shelly groomed her, and I think that's why Shelly was fired from CPS. Okay, who allegedly called her a predator. That's what I think. And I think that if Allie was in fact trafficked, it was done by Shelly, just like Corey from Two Strong Things. Okay, that's just my opinion. But let's continue.
You taught me that. So here's the thing.
You should have did that.
Wait a minute. Listen. Here's my thing. Again, and as we spoke about this earlier, she exposes the military, judges.
Okay, the Grift Eyes Hard here says, I'm not sure what this guy's motive is. These two girls are useless, so why are we even having this discussion? He's trying to get views. Man, this is ridiculous. Well, here's the thing. You contradicted yourself, beloved, because you said you're not sure what his motive is, but then you say that he's using this to get views. Now, let me just inform you of something, beloved. Everybody on YouTube is posting stuff to get views. Okay, that's obvious. We're all posting things to get views. That's for number one. For number two, you said these two girls are useless, so why are we having this discussion? Well, I'm so glad you asked. The reason we're having this discussion is because they're going around acting as though they're trying to save children, and they're going around acting as though they're trying to inform people about the trafficking that goes on. But in fact, everybody already knows about the trafficking that's going on. People have known about it for years. And if you don't know or didn't know before they started talking about it, then maybe you lived under a rock. But also bringing light to those who lie about trafficking and other things and make accusations against celebrities, politicians, or whoever when they're lying, that muddies the water for people who have real accusations and proof against those same sort of people. Okay, so what happens is if you're sitting up here making up lies about things that actually happen and happen to other people, no less, who are actual victims. Okay, and I'm not saying Allie's not a victim, because I think she is a victim, but I just don't believe all the stuff that she's saying. I think that Shelly has fed her stuff so that they can grift, because they make money off of this. With that being said, you're supposed to call out people who are telling lies, okay? Because that's very dangerous. Now, right? And here's another thing. Even if she's telling the truth, please pay attention. Even if everything that Allie's saying is the truth, then that would mean, as I said days ago, that she's putting other people's children in danger, because she claims that people are after them. They're always on the run, constantly on the run, but she's teaching children at a dance studio, and she's traveling with these children, entering them into contests. So if there's people looking to murk her, don't you think those children are in danger? That's why they're talking about this, okay? Because it is all about protecting other people's children. The parents of these children, when they found out this stuff that Allie's saying, are very concerned, as they should be. So that's what they're doing, is bringing to light her lies, okay? That's what they're doing, beloved. So I hope that answers your question. It's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. And, everybody on YouTube, like I said, we all post content and commentary to get views. I mean, otherwise, what's the point of being on here? Okay, but let's continue.
Elites, international orders, presidents. Okay, she gives ages of trafficking victims. I know what you guys are thinking. Well, anybody could do that. They could just read stories and just repeat it. That's not evidence that she's lying. It's not. It's not. Okay? She spoke about being at the Getty Museum. She spoke about a specific incident where they guided her through the tunnels. Something happened, some type of explosion. I'm sure y'all heard the story, so I don't need to go all the way through that. She gave specifics, somewhat of specifics on that situation. I do, as I mentioned before, I'm 99.9% sure that this girl is telling the truth. And that 1% that I hold back is because she does not provide enough detail. And I don't know if that's due to the MK Ultra programming that she was under during those instances. We don't know that. It's speculation to say, oh, well, we put our own ideology, but this is what we do. We listen to a video, we listen to what's said, and then we come up, because I do it. I'm guilty of it myself.
Right, but don't put that on us, though. Don't put that on us, because that's what you do.
I'm not saying y'all did it. I'm saying this is what people generally do. And then what we do is we put our own spin on it.
Right.
Just like so many people have gotten the comments I read over and over again. Oh, well, why didn't she do this? Why didn't she contact the police? How many times does she got to tell you that the police are involved? The military's involved. They're all involved.
This lady says, how many times has she got to tell you that the police are involved? The military is involved. They're all involved. Here's the thing. The police have pulled her over. Okay, so if the police were involved and they're out here looking for her, why didn't she get locked up, or why didn't she disappear? I have questions. Second of all, if the military is involved, don't they have something called Green Berets? Don't they have Navy SEALs? Okay, and there's been former CIA agents who've come out and said that this stuff absolutely does happen. That being said, you don't think any of these people could have come and snatched Allie up, found out where she is? And again, like I said, cybersecurity experts who work for law enforcement couldn't track her IP address from all of the myriad of times she's posted on social media for years. She's still on the run, but teaching at a dance studio? How are you on the run when you're working at a dance studio, ma'am? That's what I'd like to know. How are you on the run, but you work at a dance studio? Okay, and you're staying at hotels. They can't track you at these hotels. Okay, by your debit, credit cards, or however you're paying. No one's following you, or if they are following you, because that's what she claims, that people are following them, they're on the run. So when they're following you, they never catch up to you? Let's not forget the foolishness that I showed you all the other day, where basically Shelly was talking about, and I showed you the video from Corey's channel, Too Strong, when Shelly was saying herself that there was a whole plot to take down Allie, and that they were supposed to send somebody into a crowd to stab her and then shoot her. And they were hoping that enough blood would be spilled, and that somebody would call the ambulance, and they had called 911, and they already had an ambulance set up to show up on the scene. And they were hoping that once they got her to the hospital, they could divvy up her blood. How does that even make a bit of sense? So you have to hope that all of these things happen for that to happen. Why would they want somebody to come and shoot her and stab her and hope that blood spills, then get her to the hospital so they can divide up her blood? If they simply wanted her blood, wouldn't it seem that they would snatch her up, throw her in a van, and just ride off into the sunset? And how would they know where she was to have somebody shoot her and stab her? Okay, and then Shelly further said that they signed a do not resuscitate. And in a DNR. Do not resuscitate. And then that's what made the killers not come and kill her. Because once they realized that if something happened to her, she just wants to go ahead and die. So that stopped all of that because she signed a contract. Y'all see how ridiculous this stuff sounds? But there's people, real people floating around on the internet that believe this bullshit, that will verify this stuff, and that will say, oh, well, she's absolutely been vindicated. She's telling the truth. She said there was tunnels. We've known there were tunnels for years. Some of us have known for decades. This is nothing new. But anyway, y'all rock on out if y'all believe it. Let's continue.
So if this girl is saying this, and we've heard it elsewhere, so we know it to be true. So who was she supposed to run to?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Exactly.
Right.
My honest
okay, hold on.
I wouldn't
Hold
say
on, you had the floor. Let me, because you had the floor.
Let me say one more thing, Corey.
No,
This is
please,
important, and I promise.
listen. You've said a whole lot. Let me just, we got to have a show here.
Okay.
Okay. You said that she can't go to the police, right?
That's right.
She can't go to the military.
That's right.
She can't go to the government. Period.
That's right.
So how's she gonna help people?
She says it.
I'm asking.
Now I want y'all to listen to this woman because she's crazy as hell to me. I want y'all to listen to how she says Allie can help. DSB says, Shalom, Queen, my warrior sister and family in the chat. Shalom to you, beloved, and thank you for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay. Also, DSB just gifted 5 memberships to the Queen's channel. Thank you again, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings to you. I really appreciate you. And everyone, please shout out DSB and thank him for gifting these memberships. All right. Now listen to what this fool says.
You said she said, I'm asking because we don't. Hold on. Listen. Please relax. Please.
I'm relaxed.
Okay.
Corey's starting to lose patience with her.
Right, that's all right. We all know how to calm down because we all adult here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm asking you a simple question. You said with your mouth that she said she can't go to the police, she can't go to the military, she can't go to the government. So my simple question is, if she can't go to any of these people, how is she going to effectively help anybody or any of these kids that's in these tunnels and these all these in the water and all this different kind of stuff? How's she gonna help them if she can't go to any of these people? How does she plan to help them?
And she says it in the video.
I'm asking you. I'm not asking you what she said. I'm asking you. Hold on. Listen. It's simple. Don't complicate things, please.
I'm not.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you a simple question. You telling me what she said. I'm not asking her. I'm talking. Where's she at? She in the parking lot somewhere acting like she homeless, right? I'm talking to you.
She is.
I'm asking you. How does she plan to help these people?
She can't help the people.
Okay, she can't. Okay, I appreciate it.
She doesn't have.
So if she can't help these people, then what is she doing this for?
For the awareness to get the people to join in.
What people? Hold on. What people?
Us, the world.
So Allie is going to influence the whole world to help the kids because the government and the police. So we're gonna go against the police.
I didn't say she was gonna influence.
I'm asking you a question.
Okay, I'm trying to answer you. You're not allowing me to answer the question.
Okay, my fault.
Allie alone, me alone, you alone, Marlon alone cannot save the children. It has to be a whole worldwide effort.
How many people she need? How many people she need?
I'll tell you what, it's going to take about 80 to 90% of Americans to join.
Do you all hear this foolishness? This fool just sat up here and said it's going to take about 80 to 90% of Americans. Well, it looks like we need to get to work, beloveds. Okay, 80 to 90% of Americans. Does that include other children helping to save children? She is crazy. Anita Harrell says she sounds like Whoopi. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. Now, mind you, listen, guys. I just put the link in the chat for Corey Love TV's channel. Okay, be sure to follow him. This is all crazy, honey. And this is the link to Too Strong's channel. Okay, be sure to follow him. Shout out to Corey because this is all crazy. But let's continue.
Oh my God! And now she's talking silly now.
No. That's facts. Trump has said it. His administration
No.
has said it.
No, I'm saying that it's silly to think that Allie can influence what's the 80 or 90% or something like
Well,
that.
what she does, Corey, is she tries to bring awareness by telling her story. She can't, Allie, I can't go in a tunnel and get no kids. You can't go in a tunnel. None of us can go in a tunnel and we die. It's booby trapped. We die. You can't go get them.
Okay.
It's going to take, hold on. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Because
Okay. It's good. It's going a little bit too far because you're not letting me, like, you taking over, like you said. First of all, hold on. Let me finish, please.
Okay.
First of all, I clearly asked you.
You guys, shout out to Corey because he's in the chat. Listen, this woman was trying to take over the whole show with her foolishness, and nothing of what she said made a bit of sense.
Even before we came on the show, is that correct? How much time do you need? You said 5-10 minutes. So no, we get at least 20 minutes.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So now every time I talk, you keep cutting me off and hold on and wait a minute, and you're taking up all the time.
I'm sorry.
And I understand why, because we run into this all the time. Everybody told you this is easy work. So you said that Allie cannot help unless she get, did you say 80% of the population to help?
That's not what I said.
I didn't say you said it. I'm asking you a question. I didn't say you said it. I'm asking you to confirm what you said. That's it.
Right. No, that's not what I said.
Okay. What did you say? 80%, 70%, what?
I said we need 80 to 90% of Americans to be on board with stopping the child trafficking. Allie is only doing her part in bringing awareness to the country.
So did you know that trafficking was taking place and all this stuff was taking place before Allie said it?
Yes.
Okay. So how is she bringing awareness to you when you already knew it?
She's bringing awareness by telling her personal story. That's all. Just like Othello brought big awareness by telling his story. Oh, he opened my eyes up even more than they were already
Othello bought big receipts and was very transparent.
Yeah,
and hold on, I'm not done.
I'm sorry.
Othello brought major receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Othello is extremely transparent. Othello will come on anybody's platform and tell his story. All you gotta do is ask him. Allie is acting like she's on the run, so that's a massive difference.
That's right. That is a massive difference. And also, Allie doesn't like to answer questions. When people question her, she gets upset. Now, anyone who's trying to help other people and anyone who's trying to spread this message and has been doing so for years should absolutely be open up to questions. Okay. She gets upset and annoyed with people. Okay. That's what she does. That's why she hung up on Corey when he spoke to her, because he had several questions that she apparently didn't want to answer. Now, keeping it real with Dr. Lil says, no, she not saying clearly. She is trying to say Allie must keep talking until something happens. Well, beloved, Allie's been talking for years. Okay. Allie has been talking for years. And what do you mean until something happens? Something has happened. There's been numerous of operations. Let me just go to the receipts. There's been numerous of task force that have found missing children. Okay. Something has happened. And why didn't Allie go to any of the people that were having these task force out here? Okay, let's talk about it. I just have several questions. Now, you're a doctor, and please don't tell me you're believing this and drinking the Kool-Aid. Okay, now I'm going to share this. I'm not going to share it on the screen because I already shared something, but this is what it says, and you can look it up yourself. It says there are several task force that work to find trafficked children, including the National Child Protection Task Force, known as NCPTF, the FBI's Child Exploitation and Human Trafficking Task Forces, and the Metro Atlanta Child Exploitation Task Force, known as MATCH, M-A-T-C-H. Okay, so I'm sorry, there are absolutely organizations that she could have gone to that are actively doing this, ma'am. So with that all being said, why is it? And even the U.S. Immigration and Customs Services, ICE, they also go disrupt and dismantle human trafficking organizations. The National Human Trafficking Hotline, there are a myriad of them. Okay, there are a myriad of them. So even if she's saying and alleging that the police are involved, the government is involved, If she's saying the military is involved, then you have to ask yourself, why aren't they going to any of these organizations that are absolutely, this is what they do. They go out and they get paid to find missing and trafficked children and to have the traffickers arrested. Why hasn't she gone to Sheriff Grady Judd? Sheriff Grady Judd has had several. Okay, let's look into it. Sheriff Grady Judd from Florida. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. And I have shown you all the videos. I have shown you all the videos where he's held press conferences where he's caught these traffickers. Okay. Here's a video right here. Let me share my screen. All right, here we go. I mean, there's no excuse. I'm sorry. I know people want to make excuses, but there is no excuse as far as the Queen is concerned. All right, there is no excuse. Now, wouldn't it be a whole lot simpler and maybe they could stop living their life on the alleged run that they claim to be on if they just went to one of these organizations to seek help?
First, I want to introduce you to this wonderful team of folks. They, along with others, are the reason we had a remarkably successful operation called Autumn Sweep. We were joined by One More Child, Heartland for Children, DCF, Lake Wells Police, Davenport Police, Clearmont Police, Auburndale Police, St. Cloud Police, Winter Haven Fire Rescue, Lakeland Police, Haines City Police, Winter Haven Police, Haines City Police, Marion County Sheriff's Office, Lake County Sheriff's Office, Tampa Police, and the State Attorney's Office. Now, also speaking today will be Captain Patty Thompson from Lakeland, Chief Parker from Davenport, Chief Velasquez from Lake Wells, Joni Domingue from One More Child, Katie Ann Parchment from Heartland for Children. I'm going to give a brief overview of what occurred, and then we're going to focus on a couple of topics. We focus on going after the human trafficking operations, and we understand that there are live victims that we're trying to rescue every day. And then we culminate with an operation such as this with our partners. And the only reason we can be successful is because of the number of partners that we have. This operation began on October 2nd, and it only lasted 5 days because of the hurricane. So we had to cut it off early. And despite that, we made 157 arrests, 47 prostitutes, 96 Johns, and 14 for a variety of other charges. We arrested one for human trafficking. Usually it's remarkably difficult to find the human trafficker, but we did this time.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. So I want you all to pay attention. This is not something that he's done once. He does this all the time. Okay, I've shown you a myriad of videos where he's out here catching these traffickers, whether they're trafficking adults or children. That's what he does. And as you heard, he enlists the aid of other organizations that do the same. And some of those organizations are specifically for the trafficking of children, which I'm sure you heard him say. With that all being said, DSB says, keep up the amazing work, Queen, my warrior sister. Thank you, beloved, for your kind words and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Now, this woman is absolutely delusional and talking crazy.
But let's skip to something that's more that makes a little bit more sense. You said that you needed proof, right, from us. But when we asked you for proof, you said you don't have it. But so now I guess my question is, if you expect us to have proof, why don't you expect yourself to have proof to bring it to the table? Because you said you didn't have the proof, but you expecting us to have proof. So why is that? Why do you need proof? Why do we need proof and you don't?
Okay, so when you initially asked me that question, I told you my proof is her testimony, but my proof is several people's testimony, not just hers.
Oh, so your proof is because people said it?
What? People said what?
I'm asking you.
When people tell their stories, of what has happened to them or what has happened to their children, that's not reason for me to not believe them. That is my proof.
Oh, so
When
your
I'm-
proof, I just want to make sure I got this right, because you know I like to have clarity. So your proof is that people said it.
And my proof is that it exists.
Is that a yes or a no?
Yeah, my proof, yes. And also because it exists.
Okay, so your proof is because people said it and it exists.
That's right.
So what is your proof that it exists?
Okay, here's another one. Triple Bless asked the question, why would she need to give proof to a bunch of YouTube bloggers? Well, because she wants people to believe her. That's why. If you want people to believe you, then you show proof when they ask for it. Everybody doesn't just have to believe something because you said it. How ignorant is that? Okay, you don't think that's ignorant? That just because somebody says something, listen, Carolyn Bryant said that Emmett Till did what he did, but she was lying, and people believed her. And Emmett Till lost his life. So you think we should just believe what anybody says because they said it? That's what you think, lady? That makes no sense at all. And then you talk about a bunch of YouTube bloggers. First of all, if you're talking about the lady that Corey is talking to, that lady said she had proof before she came on the show. She told him that she had proof. That's why he's asking her for it. And second of all, she's asking him for proof. So if she wants proof and asking him for proof, then he can equally ask her for proof. I find it also interesting that some of you numbskulls, some of you insidiously obtuse people who want to believe lies just because you want to, you don't think it's a problem when when you're asking questions of the people who are showing the evidence. And when you ask the questions and when you ask for proof and receipt, they actually show it to you. But yet you still refuse to believe. But yet you'll say that Allie doesn't need to show proof. Shelly doesn't need to show proof. And the people that are vouching for them when asked for proof, you want to know why they need to show proof to YouTube bloggers or anyone else? Well, because they claim they have proof. And because they're so adamant in what they're saying. So if you're so adamant, then you should have proof. Okay, please pay attention. It's not that hard. Okay? It's not that hard. Okay? Triple Blessings, don't be disrespectful and name calling. If you get with a bullet, then pay it. You can't get mad over another person's opinions. I'm not mad. I'm answering your question. I'm not mad. I'm answering your question. And it is, in fact, insidiously obtuse to believe something that has already been disproven with evidence, ma'am. Okay? Now, that all being said, you don't get to tell me how to answer a question that you asked on my channel. That's for number two. And also, the only one getting mad about other people's opinions are you. You see, your question was asked in all caps. When you put YouTube bloggers, why does she have to give proof? You're the one that's upset about people's opinions. That's why you asked the question, because you feel that nobody should be questioning Allie and Shelly or any of her proponents or any of the people that vouch for her. That's what you feel. That's why you had it in all caps, ma'am. Okay? So don't sit here and tell me. Don't be insulting. Numbskulls is insulting, and I'm not mad typing in all caps. Yeah, you are mad typing in all caps, ma'am. Anytime someone types in all caps, that's emphasis on what they're saying, which is usually when someone is hostile or upset or angry. And quite frankly, if you're not a numbskull, then don't be offended. If it doesn't apply, let it fly, okay? Now, with that all being said, let's continue.
I just sent you the link.
So because they said it, that mean it exists?
I sent you the link.
I'm asking another question. You want to answer me?
Yes.
So are you saying that because they said it, it exists?
Yes.
Okay. Next question. You said, why would Shelly take her time out to do all this because she don't need to? My next question is, do Shelly have kids?
Hold on, let me say something. Okay, I will triple bless. I will apologize for calling you a numbskull or implying that people who believe this woman are numbskulls. But at the end of the day, I will say that what they believe and the reasons why they believe it is insidiously obtuse. I do stand on that because it's crazy. It's cognitive dissonance when someone shows you proof and receipts and facts, and yet you refuse to accept that or believe it as truth. But at the same time, you'll believe things that have no proof to them, but simply because someone said it. Now that is insidiously obtuse, but let's continue.
No.
Okay, but she do though.
No,
So
she doesn't.
okay. So well, you say she don't, but she do.
She doesn't.
Okay, and what's your proof of that?
Because she said she doesn't.
So because she said it, you believe it.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. I'm not about to believe some YouTube, and I'm not talking about y'all too, because I respect y'all too. I love y'all to death.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm not about to believe.
Triple Bless said, if you're not one of the bloggers, don't be offended. I am one of them. That's why I was offended. I am one of them. I need to see proof and receipts. Okay. I'm the queen of receipts. That's why I show receipts and I want to see receipts. You can't just tell me something and I'm going to go along with what you said, especially when you've been proven to have lied about certain things. Okay. So I absolutely am one of those people. That's I'm talking about it, right? I'm talking about it and I'm showing the lies and inconsistencies in Allie and Shelly's stories. So yes, I absolutely am one of the bloggers, beloved. Okay. And I was offended that you feel that we don't have the right to ask questions, but yet you all have the right to question us and ask us for evidence, proof, and receipts, but we shouldn't ask any of you. That's how that is. But we can respectfully agree to disagree. Okay. Let's continue. And again, my apologies for calling you a numbskull.
It's kind of odd that you coming on here saying that you believe things and simply because somebody said it. That's really weird.
I don't understand how that's weird when I knew of all the situations.
Okay, so I can tell you why it's weird.
Let me see. You be interrupting me too. You don't let me talk either. So go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what's weird. What's weird is she said you believe her because she said it, but you don't believe us because we said it. Do you believe everything we say because we just said it? Or is that just for Shelly?
I believe you guys a lot of times. I don't believe you guys on this specific case. And there was another one I didn't quite believe you guys on either. I don't recall what it was. It's not that I don't believe you. I don't agree with you. Let me put it that way. I don't agree.
All right. So is Tupac her daddy?
I believe so, yes. If
And why
not,
do you-
if not,
and why do you
he's
believe
related
that?
to her.
And why do you believe that?
Because of the simple fact of the matter, he is linked to the Outlaws. Her last name is Outlaw. Why, of all people, would she just pick him out of the bunch?
Why?
And
I can give you an
not
answer
only
to
that,
that.
wait a minute, not only that, and that was the other link I sent. Where she does talk about them, but I'm pretty sure y'all might have seen that one.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yes.
Are you for real?
I'm dead for real.
You dead, like you dead for real, like for real. And you believe what you're saying?
100%.
Oh man.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes.
Okay. You had said that we at the very beginning you said you can't just get on the internet and say stuff without proof. That's what you said, right?
I don't.
You said that.
When you first came on, you came at us and you said you can't just get on here calling her a predator without proof.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Now that's what I said.
But then you say you agree with Shelly, right? You believe her.
I believe her.
Okay. She said that Allie's people, the Outlaws, are pedos and that they traffic children and they do altar sacrifices on kids. You remember her saying that?
Yes.
So you believe that?
I believe that there's many of them involved. I'm not going to say the whole family.
No. The question was,
so
do
yes,
you believe Shelly's statement about the?
Yes.
You believe?
Yes.
Do you believe Shelly's statements about the Outlaws?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me say this. Free Thinker said, how is it that she escaped Russia on her own, laughing my A off? I know, exactly. And then someone asked, or someone made the comment that people believe that Diddy is bisexual and eats humans. Many people in the chat. Well, I don't know if people believe that Diddy eats humans, but there's no proof that Diddy's bisexual. There's no proof. I would say that there is. Okay. I mean, we don't have to see him in bed with a man, but we've heard Diddy say things. Now, he told a man he was handsome. Okay. We've seen him caressing a man. We've seen him with his hand on a man's thigh. We've seen him do a bunch of things that you would not be doing if, in fact, you were heterosexual. Okay. We don't have to see him in the bed doing the do. We can just look at the things that he does. He had on a whole wig in a video. You mean to tell me a heterosexual man just puts on a wig and lace and gets on a video acting zesty? I'm sorry. Yeah, there's proof of that, beloved. I beg to differ. Now, your amount of proof may be different than mine. Your standard of proof may be different from mine. But if we were in a court of law for a civil case and we had to prove whether or not Diddy was bisexual, we would win. I would win because in a civil suit, you only have to prove it by a preponderance of the evidence. Now, if we were in criminal court and we had to prove, that would be different because it's a shadow of the doubt. So we'd have to actually show that he was. But we have enough circumstantial evidence, as far as I'm concerned, to verify that Diddy is such. And Diddy has been, indicted. And there are several men that have come aboard and said that Diddy has done these things to them. Now, that doesn't mean it's true, but the allegations were substantial enough for him to at least have been arrested. Now, let's continue, because nobody's getting arrested off of any of this stuff that Allie said, which I find very interesting. She has all these proof and receipts, and she has all the stuff that she's been saying for a myriad of years. No one's been arrested as of yet.
Why hasn't she gotten the outlaws arrested for child trafficking, being pedophilic and rituals?
Because
she says she has the proof, by the way. That's what she said.
Okay. And we just discussed that. How many times? Wait a minute. Let me answer the question, because y'all be asking.
I'm not saying all I said was, just go ahead.
Okay. She already told that. She said they're involved. So who's she gonna tell?
She also said, by the way, that Tupac is her father and that he fathered her when her mother was 14 years old. Now, you all have heard her mother, the lady who proclaims to be her mother. I can't substantiate whether or not she actually is, but this lady has proclaimed to be her mother. Now, I would assume that the lady is really her mother, specifically because Shelly was going in on them after those videos came out about the mother talking and the sisters talking. So with that all being said, that lady doesn't sound like she's much older than Tupac would be if he were still here. So how was that lady younger than Tupac? She was 14. Now that's what Allie said. Okay, I just have questions, but let's rock out.
Every single, so let me ask you, get this right. Every single government entity is involved.
What happened with Othello?
I'm not talking about Othello.
It's the same situation. He told you, and she's telling you though.
Ma'am.
Go ahead.
I don't see how this is a difficult question. I am talking as calm as I can, so I don't know what the embellishment in the voice is about. But I don't want to have to match it. I don't want to have to match it.
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward, beloveds, because I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We're hitting the two-hour mark, but I just wanted y'all to hear how crazy this lady sounds and the asinine things that she says.
All them to tell them.
I'm not.
Okay, that wasn't the question.
Yeah, she been
something is wrong. That's where we need to go back.
Yep.
Well, that's where we're going, because we working on that right now. See, this is the thing too, that we're gonna kind of change lanes a little bit, because I'm glad you said that.
I got a bunch of stuff for you.
Huh?
I got a bunch of stuff for you.
Yeah, well, that's cool too, but I don't know if you got as much as we got. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because
I know, but I got a few things.
Okay, good. And we open to hear it, and we want to hear it. But let me tell you something. We thought, well, let me say and then Martin speak for herself. I personally thought that when the mother first came up, I'm like, okay, saying y'all need to back off over, give her a chance, whatever. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, yeah, she just hurt right now, so she blah blah blah, she going crazy. But the more we reached out to her and the more she ran, even after, because we know how to contact her. You just go right to her Facebook page, and we got telephone numbers. But we have been trying to help her get Allie. We can find her.
She don't want Allie.
No, she don't.
Want Allie. She want Allie to shut up. That's what she want Allie to do.
So, but hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this. So we clearly understand that it's a bigger problem than just Shelly. Shelly is a piece of shit. She's a predator, and she's horrible, right? So we can't say just because the mother has not done her job and she didn't care that Shelly is being truthful. That makes no sense. We feel like it's both of them. It's the mama, it's Shelly, and it's Allie. And
Corey.
now it's the people that's running around here supporting this mess that's
Corey.
intensifying it.
Corey.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Now, if so, early in the beginning, I think Allie was 14. She started that there was one of her caseworkers. She built a relationship with her. Shelly will tell you, I had to break myself. I with everything that was in me not to break this girl's trust because she was so hurt. Now, if Shelly was a pedophile, okay,
That's what they do. That's what they do.
Listen, let me
Wait,
talk.
who
If Shelly
doing that?
is a pedophile and she was doing all these things, why has she never been in jail? They took her license because she was helping Allie.
Chazzy, what you just asked.
They likely took her license because she was in fact grooming Allie. That's what I think. But let's continue.
Ask me, and now, okay, listen to me. That didn't make no sense. Well, hold on. Let me tell you why.
And here's another thing. When Shelly was working for CPS and she was allegedly fired or whatever, why would they take her license because she was helping Allie? Isn't CPS supposed to, in fact, help children who are going through things? Okay, and Shelly says that the outlaws did all this nefarious stuff. So why would she lose her license for helping Allie? You know, like I said, I believe that she was absolutely grooming her. Okay, and that's why she lost her license, which makes her a predator. Okay, just like Too Strong says.
Why? Let me tell you why. You got career criminals that's been doing stuff all their damn life and never been to prison for it.
Thank you.
I'm one of them. No. Listen to me clearly. Listen to me clearly. Listen to me clearly. It happens all the time. We can't sit here and say, well, she's never been arrested for that, so she's never did it. That's dumb.
Exactly. And that's very nonsensical as far as I'm concerned. Sitting here talking about she's never been arrested. That doesn't mean anything. Okay. All criminals have not been arrested until they get arrested. So please make it all make sense. I just find it all so interesting. Now we're about to wrap this up.
Y'all muted me. I couldn't speak.
What's your opinion?
Yeah.
Was that you do that, Corey? Is Corey there? For her, why would you listen to her? You're not dumping any names, no names, and nobody's been arrested because you don't trust the system, but at the same time, you call the system to get you to her. No. None of it.
Conversation with her, and I said this to her too. It's hard for me to believe that she believed that. It's like maybe she got something else going on in her head that she's trying to do or something. I don't know, man. But it's like if you sitting here, okay, Queen, you know I got at least decent damn sense, right?
Of course.
If you show me a car and say, Corey, that's a car, and I keep telling you an airplane, at some point you're gonna think I'm either playing or done went down crazy.
Right. And somebody in the chat thought she was playing because they said she's trolling. But no, I'm telling you, she was dead serious.
It's hard for me to believe. I mean, I understand that.
She was very serious. And then notice how she was getting so agitated. And then when you
so defensive,
then you would start saying something, she would laugh. Okay, she would start laughing it off because she knew that she sounded ignorant. Even though she was believing what she was saying, she knew that it had to sound ridiculous. Okay, then she's sitting there saying she has proof. Then when you ask her for the evidence, she says the fact that Allie said it is her evidence.
Right.
Well, is that evidence?
I mean, she straight went off on me.
Let's talk about Chastity, because Chastity got on there acting like she was a damn CIA agent who formerly conducted but you MK Ultra, she had nothing to say. She's like, "Oh, I'm not here for that." But you are here for that, ma'am, because you brought
you. Where are they at? Bring them back on.
You brought up. What are you talking about?
Please don't.
about MK Ultra because when you asked her about it or what she knew about it or how she knew, she said because Allie said it. So Allie's an MK Ultra expert. And what makes her think that Allie is being honest about even having that done to her? This is all just so ridiculous to me. And the sad thing is there are thousands upon thousands of idiots who think like this and believe this foolishness. This is a cult mentality. And these are the same type of fools that would have followed Jim Jones and drank the Kool-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
That's really sad.
Oh my gosh, you are absolutely correct.
And then basically saying that the Lady Truth in me says we need 80 to 90% of Americans.
That's so dumb.
All going to get out here and stop trafficking. What are we going to be doing for jobs?
Hell, that'd be 90% of the traffickers in the room.
Period. They would to integrate.
Like, I mean, it's so nonsensical. It really is really sad. And they were both dead. And the one talking about the MK Ultra, Chastity, I mean, she was getting really annoyed. And she's like, oh, y'all don't call people names, but they can call y'all liars. And then they kept backpedaling when you would repeat something that they themselves said. Oh, I didn't say that. No, what I said was, but we all heard you say it. Both of them were doing that. So I just want you to pay attention to all these people. They have the same talking points. They have the same ideology and the same mental illness, because that's what it is. It is literally mental illness. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, that's what it is. Okay, something is not right upstairs. When people show you proof and receipts that she's lied about a myriad of things, and then you sit there and say that your proof that she's telling the truth is because she said so, but you want other people to show actual evidence and proof. All crazy, but even when they show it, you still say and admit that you won't believe it. That's what that Lady Truth in me said. That's what she said. Oh, you showed the proof, but I still don't believe it. I'm going to believe her. It's all crazy. And you know, the sad thing is, like I said previously, that there are so many people that still believe these things. Okay. And they try to vouch for these people. At the end of the day, I don't believe most of what Allie is saying. I do believe that she has been traumatized. I do believe that she has been trafficked. And I think that her trafficker is none other than her groomer, Shelly, and also her lover. That's what I think. And that's my opinion. Whether or not I can substantiate it, that's absolutely what I believe. Okay. People should be asking more questions about why the hell Shelly was fired. Okay. Why she lost her license. People should be asking questions about that. All right. They should be asking questions about the timeline of the events. All right. So how does any of this stuff make sense? Well, I'm sure that most of it does not. Okay. So that all been said, everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess. Hold on. I got something to show you all. I thought this was real crazy. Hold on. Now, this was caught on somebody's Ring door cam. This was literally caught on somebody's Ring door cam. This was all crazy to the Queen. Let's get into it. Now, and what would you all have done? What would you all have done? I'm going to tell you right now, if this had been me, I would have brought Mr. Smith and Mr. Weston to the door with a quickness. Okay, Bafana Duba says, why aren't they working with law enforcement? Exactly, or at least one of these organizations that goes out there and has these task force that seek out human traffickers, specifically of children or otherwise, and, bring them to justice. Okay, so thank you for your question. Now, that all being said, let's look at this video, honey, because this woman or this family captured this on their Ring door cam. And then some people were saying in the comments, they were saying, oh, y'all shouldn't be worried. They should be paying attention to the scripture. Well, we should definitely be paying attention to the scripture. But why is this person at this woman's door looking like this? I want y'all to pay attention, honey. This is all crazy.
Lots of people nowadays have security cameras as doorbells and around homes today. But one person we met saw this on her doorbell camera. Somebody in that mask holding a sign with a Bible verse on it. Our Aaron Jones hearing from the Carrollton homeowner tonight who has one very simple question. Why?
The Ring camera video has left her visibly shaken.
I'm scared to leave the house. I'm scared to be at the house.
Understandably, this Carrollton homeowner does not want to show her face, but tells us about what happened in her neighborhood near West Hebron Parkway in 121 last Saturday around 8 p.m.
My husband and I had gone out to dinner, and then we had stopped off at the store to pick up a Powerball ticket. And I was waiting in the car for him, and my ring notification went off.
She says she saw a masked person in her driveway. The person walked through the side yard to her front door.
Person popped up on the video with that goat's mask on, and they were approaching my door.
She noticed the person pretended to knock and was holding a sign with a Bible verse on it.
It's about the end times. It's about Judgment Day. I freaked out. I mean, I was like, I couldn't even think of anything.
The homeowner called Carrollton police, but the person had already left. Police say a report was filed, but they found no crime had occurred. So now they're monitoring the situation.
It's really scary. I'm not aware of anything like this ever happening, and I hope they catch him.
On social media, posts about this incident have gained a lot of attention. The homeowner says if this is someone pulling a prank, she'd tell them.
A lot of people were saying that they would probably shoot the person. I wish it were fake because, like, you know, it's really affected me.
Tonight, the homeowner tells us police will be patrolling the neighborhood. They're encouraging everyone to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity. In Carrollton, Aaron Jones, CBS News, Texas.
Now I want y'all to pay attention because law enforcement told them everybody remain vigilant. Okay? That's what they said. Now, let me tell you all what that scripture says. Revelations 20, chapter 1:15 describes an angel binding Satan for 1,000 years and the judgment of the dead. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. So, I don't know why that man was at that door, but let me tell y'all something. If I saw something like that at my door, the chopper gonna start singing, is all I'm telling you. Okay? At this point in Revelation, victory over dead and evil is complete. Every harm, every wrong, and every sin has been punished. Every person who followed God has been restored and rescued. Now, why was he dressed like that? That's the question. Why was he dressed like that? And then here's what it says in the New King James Version. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. He laid hold of the dragon, that serpent of old, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. And he cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal on him, so that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years were finished. But after these things, he must be released for a little while. And I saw thrones, and they sat on them, and judgment was committed to them. Then I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded for their witness to Jesus and for the word of God. So goes on to say, hold on, I lost my place here. Okay, who had not worshiped the beast or his image and had not received his mark on their foreheads or their hands. And they lived and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead did not live again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he who has part in this first resurrection. Over such the second death has no power, but they shall be priests of God in Christ and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Now, when the 1,000 years has expired, Satan will be released from his prison and will go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog, Magog, to gather them together to battle, whose number is as the sand of the sea. They went up on the breadth of the earth and surrounded the camp of the saints and beloved city. And fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. The devil who deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are. And they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Then I saw a great white throne and him who sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, standing before God, and books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged according to their works by the things which were written in the books. The sea gave up the dead who were in it, and death and Hades delivered up the dead who were in them. And they were judged each according to his works. Then death and Hades were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And anyone not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So what was he trying to tell this person? What was he trying to tell this person? That they're going to be cast into the lake of fire, or that they're going to be taken to heaven? I don't know. But why did that person feel the need to dress up like Baphomet? Because that's what they look like. Coming to somebody's door. This is all crazy. Maybe she needs to be saved and it's not too late. I love the book of Revelation. I love it too, because it reveals prophecy. But here's the thing, biblical prophecy. But here's the thing. I don't want anybody coming to my door. I don't want anybody coming to my damn door dressed up like Baphomet. That's what I don't want. Now, TC Dan says you could write Outwitting the Devil Part 2. Okay, maybe I will, beloved. Okay. So thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. With that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. Everyone, please like and share. Okay, Miss Sheila said maybe he saw her do something. You know, it could be a myriad of things, but the point is, if you come to somebody's door trying to give them the scripture, or you feel they need to be saved or they did something, you don't come dressed like Baphomet. That's all I'm saying. Okay, dressed like Satan himself. That's not smart. Okay. Because you come to my door dressed like that, it's going to be some problems. Because like I said, I'm going to come to the door of Mr. Smith and Mr. Wesson. Okay, because I'm definitely going to be fearful. All right, I'm just saying. All right, so anyway, with that all been said, I love you all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got